Okay, everybody, let's welcome Ripper GC to LIV Golf Adelaide 2024. We are joined today by Matt Jones. We are joined by our captain, Cam Smith. We're joined by Mark Leishman and the newest member of Ripper GC, Lucas Herbert. Welcome, guys. So it's been exactly a year since we were here last year. A lot has changed. We're expecting even more fans this year. Matt, tell me about how excited you are for this week.
Yeah, I mean, last year exceeded all expectations, I think, for all of us. This will be the first year Herbie's here, and it's going to be amazing. The atmosphere last year, especially for walking up the 18th hole for the first time, when we walked on the green, people started cheering before we'd even hit a shot, got on the tee, they started cheering, and to have even more people this year will make the experience that much better. Looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be amazing.
Cam, you're really the hometown hero, and everywhere you go, it's like the Beatles. How does it feel so good to have that really warm welcome being back here in Australia?
Yeah, I mean, it's just nice to be home, really. Yeah, it's a pretty cool experience, I think, for all of us this week. We're definitely the fan favourites around here, and you can definitely tell. And you know, like Jonesy said, just the amount of support we got last year, I think will be amplified this year again with a few more people out. So, yeah, can't wait for the week to start.
And Mark, this event was named the World Best Golf Event by the World Golf Awards last year. What do you think went into that?
I mean, it says a lot for the event to not just be, you know, there's obviously a lot of great golf tournaments around the whole world, and to be named the best one is a huge honour for LIV and for Adelaide, because obviously without all the support of the Adelaide people and the people of Australia, it certainly wouldn't have happened. So yeah, pretty proud to be an Aussie on that one. Too easy.
And Lucas, this is your first time participating in LIV Golf Adelaide. What are your expectations for the week?
Yeah, I don't know whether to be scared or excited for the week, to be honest. Like you said, obviously, LIV Adelaide won the best golf event of the year award last year, which sounded like they got it out of the way too easy. So it's just there's a lot of hype for the week. I'm a big music guy, so picking out my walk-up songs for the party hole, I've been getting goosebumps every time I've been thinking about what that's going to feel like walking out to each song. So yeah, very, very excited.
And we obviously have Fisher returning this year. Will we see all of you on stage doing shoeies again with Fisher this year?
I just bought a new pair of shoes yesterday in anticipation for any shoeies that might come. So I'm coming in prepared.
Cam?
Yeah, I think I'll definitely go to the concert. It was pretty epic last year, to be honest, and we've got another couple of good acts as well. So yeah, big weekend ahead. Too easy.
So this event really puts Adelaide, South Australia, and Australia on the global stage. There's so many eyes on Australia and South Australia this week. What does that mean for the country, for travel, for tourism, and being on this global stage, Mark?
Yeah, well, I think you know, the Adelaide government took a little bit of a risk, you know, taking on such a huge event, and I think that all of that has paid off tenfold to be able to, you know, have such a massive event in Adelaide, have people travel from all around the country to here, and they really get to showcase their city, and I think yeah, it's only a good thing.
And last one for me, Cam, what are your hopes for Ripper this year? I think you guys obviously had an extremely busy week last year. I think you guys ended up finishing in 8th place. What are you guys going to do to take the podium this year?
I mean, yeah, we've been talking about it all year. It'd be cool to get our first win here. I think it'd be pretty epic, but it's definitely been on our mind. We probably haven't ham and egged it the best this year. We've had a few good finishes individually, yeah, but haven't quite got it across for the team. So yeah, hopefully this is the week where it all comes together. We learn a lot from last year, I think, and the preparation has definitely been better already. So yeah,
Awesome. Well, I know you'll have a lot of fans rooting for you guys. I'm going to kick it over to the media. You guys raise your hands if you have questions, and we'll bring over a mic. Evan?
Hey, boys. Question for all of you. LIV Adelaide's obviously the blueprint. The blue... What are you laughing at me for? Because there you can. LIV Adelaide's obviously the blueprint for what LIV Golf wants to be. How do you recreate that kind of 13 other times around the world? Is there a secret recipe that makes Adelaide sort of the pick of the bunch?
I think the Australian fans is pretty hard to recreate around the world, but I mean, you just pick a city that's or a country that's been kind of, I guess, hadn't seen good golf for a long time. You know, it worked last year. It's going to work again this year here. Yeah, I can see it definitely working internationally a lot better than the US because there's just so many tournaments in the US, and yeah, I'm definitely putting my hand up for more of an international schedule and getting fans out that haven't seen quality golf for a while, and you know, showing them what LIV is all about.
And the other boys, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I think, like Cam said, there's opportunities all around the world, markets that haven't been hit yet, like Adelaide hadn't been. You know, you got the Torquay, you know, there's opportunity for a tournament in Chile. The South African lads, I'm sure they'd love to have one in South Africa. You got, you know, all of Asia and India, and there's just so many opportunities. And I think, yeah, places like Cam said that haven't seen world-class golf for a long time, I think that's where there's huge opportunities. You know, obviously the tour plays a lot in America, and they've got that fan base there. I think we can really create a huge worldwide fan base because there's a lot of big financial markets around the whole world.
I guess that's that team aspect as well. It makes it very easy for a country, for example, Chile, to follow the Torquay team or those sort of markets. Honestly, I think by all the reports that I'm hearing about this event last year, and obviously what I've seen so far, I think you're going to struggle to recreate it 13 times again around the world. It's just a special event. It obviously won best golf event of the year last year, so it's going to be hard to recreate that 13 more times. But I do feel like with that team element, you know, with it being quite a country sort of, you know, each country is dominant. A country is sort of dominating each team. I feel like that is going to allow for maybe a market where our international events can get hyped up really, really well, and really get behind a home team kind of feeling.
Just to follow up, could you guys see LIV Golf evolving into a scenario where each of the events are a home event for one team, and it kind of each team has a home ground, home country advantage, and therefore all those fans are incentivized to get out and support that particular team in that city? Yeah,
I think so. I think it'd be a great idea, format, sort of idea to do that in. I don't know how it works logistically. You obviously got a few teams in the States where I don't know how that may work perfectly, but I definitely know with a Stinger team, with a Torquay team, with a Ripper GC team, with the Ironheads, I think there is definitely a market there for feeling like there's a home base somewhere, and yeah, getting like a home event system.
Okay. Mike? Right here.
Just curious, with all the support that you guys are getting this week, does that also come with a certain weight of expectations, Cam?
Yes. Yeah, it's. I think it can definitely be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Obviously, the support from the fans is amazing, but you know, internally, I think sometimes you can get caught out just trying a little bit too hard, trying to make a putt go in, trying to hit a shot close, and you get caught out. Yeah, so I think the prep, like I mentioned before, has been a little bit better this year. We probably haven't had as much stuff to do outside the golf course, which is nice. So we've had a little bit more time on the course, and you know, just got to treat it like another week. Although it's really not for us. This is probably our biggest week of the year.
And I also wanted to ask you about the 12th hole, the three of you, Mark, Matt, and Cam, just about your experiences last year. Is there a certain moment or memory that you recall? Like Cam, I think you had a Fisher encounter at one point, if I recall.
Yeah, probably the first memory that pops into my mind was that Friday afternoon. And yeah, to be honest, I was kind of shitting myself, and I probably hit the worst shot of the week by far. I think I was, I like fat flum pushed it. It was so bad. I had about 50 meters left for my second shot. So, yeah, I got better gradually over the weekend, but yeah, it was pretty scary, to be honest, on that Friday afternoon.
Matt?
It's a great hole. It's a great length of a hole for that type of hole. You'll be hitting a club where you expect to hit a good shot and hit a decent shot to get the crowd to go crazy. And I'm the same as Cam. I missed the green short right on Friday because I was a little nervous and a little intimidated by everything that was going on there. And it was a great experience, though, and I can't wait to get back there.
Mark, is there something that stands out?
Yeah, I was lucky, like the boys were saying. It was pretty intimidating, even though it wasn't that hard a shot, just with the crowd going crazy. And I actually hit 3 pretty good shots, which was nice. But the one that stands out for me is Sunday afternoon. It was my last hole. And I remember pouring a cold Legitimizing lager into a warm shoe, and it was pretty warm when I drank it. So the crowd went off, and it was a good way to finish off the tournament. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Over there.
Thanks. Lucas, where were you last year? Were you watching this or the inaugural tournament? What?
That's a perfect question.
He won last year.
I won the opposite week in Japan last year. And none of you gave a shit what I did that week.
I was going to... well, that begs the follow-up question. Like, how did you, I guess, balance what you were doing this time last year to all the attention that LIV got here in Adelaide? And that second one, what are these lads telling you about what to expect this weekend?
How did I balance the two? Did you say? Was that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was obviously thrilled myself to win, but I was also very thrilled to see the Australian public embrace the LIV Adelaide event the way they did. Like Leach mentioned, the Adelaide government took a big risk in bringing a LIV event here. Obviously, with the whole political environment around this tour, it would have been it was could have gone either way really with our public embrace the event, but to see it come out the way it did, to see Australia embrace the golf tournament the way it did, I was just really proud that we had done that and that we created such a golfing spectacle. And realistically, I think it was a turning point in the whole the whole LIV discussion, really, legitimizing LIV as a tour and basically saying that these guys, the conversations around these guys don't care anymore. I think it very much legitimized this tour, that event. So I was just proud to see that on Australian soil. I don't think I was really upset or annoyed that I was getting attention taken away from me up in Japan. But from what the boys have told me about it, like, just unbelievable. Obviously, everyone said that it's crazy and it's fun and it's massive. But there's never been a bad comment about it. If you look at something like Waste Management Open, God, there's a few guys that think that goes too far. There's some people that think it gets too crazy. Whereas for as insane as this event was last year, no one said anything bad about it. Everyone said it was just a great time. The fans were amazing, but still respectful. Everyone had an amazing time, somewhat of a party. And yeah, I've got a lot to look forward to this year. Basically, was the general consensus of what I've heard so far.
And just a quick one, Cam, performance-wise, what Taylor Gooch did last year, he was pretty incredible. You played solid, but were never really in the hunt. What do you expect this year? Is it going to be that low again, do you think? Or yeah, how do you approach the pure golf aspect of this weekend?
I think the golf course is very similar. The greens seem like they have a little bit more bounce in it this year. They were kind of almost a little bit crumbly last year. It was kind of hard to gauge how far the ball was going to run out on some holes, and they definitely seem a lot more consistent. I think what Gucci did last year was pretty insane. I don't think we'll see that again. We were just looking at his stats actually yesterday and what he did. you know, and trying to basically mimic that for this year. But yeah, looking at what he did, it was pretty insane golf. So I think we'll get somewhere around where he finished. But those first couple of rounds, I wouldn't expect 20 under to be leading after 2 rounds this year. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, I was just going to say, boys, you've all touched on biggest week. Taylor obviously won it last year. What would it mean to be a local individually team? Obviously, hopefully won, but to be the first Australian to win in Australia, that would obviously be a huge achievement. Any one of you can answer.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be...
We'll make our Monday flights if one of us wins.
Yeah, it'd be pretty crazy if any one of us won. Obviously, we're all individually hoping it's us, but I mean, it's the biggest it's the biggest tournament we play all year, and it's in our backyard. To win it would be certainly a career highlight, and a pretty big few days to follow, I would think.
And just conditions, I guess now that everyone's had a look, does it count for anything? You know, hopefully the winds get up maybe a little bit, firmness of the greens. Does that count for anything for you boys, do you think, or you don't get much of an advantage over the rest of the field?
I think last year, Friday, Saturday was a lot softer than we were used to and expecting. So we probably played a little more you would play like a typical Australian golf course, where Sunday it was a lot firmer and faster, and I think our team was one of the low rounds for the week, one of the low rounds for the day on Sunday. So I think that has a lot to do with our preparation this year. If it is going to be soft, we're going to have to play a little differently than maybe more like an American golfer would play, where just bomb it, and if the greens are softer like they were last year on Friday, Saturday.
Anyone else? Okay, last one from me. If you guys each have one piece of advice for Lucas for the watering hole, what would it be? I'll start with you, Matt.
Hit it close.
Cam?
Bring your umbrella.
Mark?
Just remember to breathe.
Awesome. Well, good luck this week, guys. I know everyone will be rooting for you. We're so excited to have you here, and thanks for hosting us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
So easy.
I forgot about it.